Hello, this is Andy's Golf and Travel Diary here at Kingston Heath in Melbourne, and I am here with Gregg Chapple, the general manager of the club. Gregg, thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome Andy.
Great experience. Tell me a little bit about Kingston Heath.
Well, Kingston Heath was founded in 1909, originally in the city of Melbourne at Elstonwick. The club purchased the land here at Cheltenham back in 1920, and in 1925 Australia's longest golf course opened, a par 80 here at Kingston Heath.
And these three gentlemen, what were their roles?
Well, the fellow in the centre of the picture here, Dan Suter, he was engaged by the founders of our golf club, a professional golfer, course architect, and his brief was design a golf course that would stand the test of time. So his architecture was put to the test out here on our relatively flat property, and the fellow on the right of the picture is Morecambe, and he was the course superintendent at Royal Melbourne, and Royal Melbourne Golf Club lent Kingston Heath, their superintendent, to build the links here at Kingston Heath. Probably, I think it was about 1926, the world famous Dr. Alistair Mackenzie came to Melbourne.
In his kilt.
In his kilt, and he came by and he had a look at Kingston Heath. He was engaged by the committee to review the course, and he made some subtle changes and a couple of recommendations related to the shortening of some golf holes and some bunkering. But so we're not a true Mackenzie golf course, we're a Suter golf course, but it was overseen by Mackenzie, who I believe was quoted. The letter we received at the club said that never had he been to a course that required so little of his attention. So and he regards Dan Suter as one of the great course architects, and certainly Morecambe is probably the best superintendent he'd ever seen.
What an interesting history. I mean, you're a pure golf course. Do you have some time to answer a few more questions?
Yeah, absolutely, Andy.
Let's do it. Gregg, tell me how you came to the game of golf.
Well, interesting question, Andy. I actually worked in Australian football, so that was straight out of school, and my football team were going broke. And they were moving to Sydney, and a member of a golf club rang my boss and said, would Gregg like a job as if he's not going to Sydney? So that was at a golf club, so that was back in 1979, so that's how it all started.
Wow. And now you're the general manager here at Kingston Heath. Tell me a little bit about the road between then and this position.
Well, it's been a bit of a journey. So I've been to a number of clubs. I've started off at some of the smaller clubs and worked my way through, I suppose, going through the school of life. So I've made my way through some courses in Queensland to Commonwealth Golf Club here on the Melbourne Sandbelt, where I was there for 7.5 years, and now I've been here at Kingston Heath for the last 6 years.
That's quite a historic picture behind you. Tell me a little bit about who's in the picture and the event of the day.
Well, that's back in 2009, the Australian Masters. Tiger Woods was the feature player, and he's pictured there with Stuart Appleby. Stuart, of course, great Australian golfer and the man that scored sub 60 around in the States. He has a Stuart Appleby Golf Foundation, and on that particular day, which was the Pro-Am day, the kids of the foundation came down to Kingston Heath to have a look at the Australian Masters, and that picture there, there's many hundreds of young boys and girls in their red and white there with Stuart and Tiger.
Tell me what that week was like in November 2009 to have Tiger competing and winning here at Kingston Heath.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen anything like that in Australia, and perhaps we may not see it again, unfortunately. But there were more than 100,000 people came through the gates here at Kingston Heath to see Tiger Woods. He'd been in Australia, some 9 or 10 years earlier at Huntingdale, but to have him here was just unbelievable. People came from literally far and wide to see Tiger Woods here at Kingston Heath. It was one of the best weeks I think the members have had in a long time.
Tell me a little bit about your club and why people love to be a member here.
Yeah, look, they're very fortunate. Very fortunate they're able to enjoy what's currently ranked the number 20th golf course in the world. I
think Anthony used the word spoiled.
Spoiled, yeah. Look, I guess some members forget where they're playing. Actually, it's just a place where they come and play golf. But look, it is a special place. We're only sitting less than 30 kilometres from the centre of what's known as the world's most livable city. So we're pretty close to town. So most members can get here within 20-minute short ride in their car. They're playing a world-class golf course, and the club itself, the members are very typically Australian, understated, and down to earth.
Tell me a little bit about Adam Scott. He won a tournament called the Masters in the United States early in 2013, and then he came here and won the Masters at your course.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Adam is he's a great Australian. He's certainly come of age, I think, since winning those tournaments. I think Adam is far more outgoing. He's been a great ambassador for Australian golf. Last season he played 3 tournaments in a row here in Australia, and he's doing it again this year. He's giving back to the game like Greg Norman used to do, and it's great for the development and growth of our game here in Australia.
Well, Greg, it's been a lifetime golfing experience to come to Kingston Heath and play here and to meet you and some of the members. I want to thank you very much for having me here and for being part of Andy's Golf and Travel Diary.
You're most welcome, Andy.